All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Fruits Basket, Season 2, Episode 23. The script is being rewritten.
The day before the play starts.
Oh boy.
How can you do this?
Yep.
And you can't keep getting away with this.
And one of the leads is going to be going on stage, potentially without any practice.
Mm-hmm. Two of them. Theoretically,
yeah,
Toru and Kyo in that respect, because
this will be
Toru's not actually learning how to do her character, so that's its own thing. It's going to be there.
Let's see how wonderful these costumes are.
Yep.
How these characters are written to fit the perceptions of the classmates. You know. And, you know, if anyone maybe learns something while they're up there.
And I want to see Hana chew the scenery.
Yes.
I want to see her chew the scenery so hard. Like, overact the shit out of this.
Right.
And steal people's hearts and their souls.
Right. Hana ends up giving away Toru to Kyo in a very tearful, like, just sweet moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I deserve to fly amongst the stars. You can deal with the based prince over
Indeed.
there. Yes.
Right.
So, all right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
My heart would like to put a hit out on this show.
Yeah, right? Right? Just gave us so many emotions, and so many things were touched upon, and because of the states of everyone's, well, kind of internals at the moment, like a whole bunch of things, thoughts, feelings, kind of worries and stuff like that, no progress was made.
Right.
No progress.
And
it's kind of a reminder of all the things that have stalled out. In some ways, the thing that had made the most progress here is fucking Hiro being, like, self-aware and taking practice into a lot of the things that he's learned. And being there for Kisa, and then just...
and then realizing, like, oh shit, wait, I took that out on Hatsuharu. That wasn't cool.
And maybe a little bit more, because the Yuki... Machi Manabe situation was really cool.
That was really good. That was really important.
We got ourselves a bit where we're able to hear kind of exactly how much he kind of sees Yuki, because it's kind of like she likes him, but it's also not exactly that, because it's her kind of seeing more the true nature of him because of their shared kind of similarities.
To talk about it with contrast to the Yuki fan club and to like some romantic tropes that work very well.
Oh, sure.
Is that she is poised perfectly to fall in love with him because she is seeing him for who he truly is. Right? Because like this seems like the kind of thing where it's the, oh no, I don't like him, and as a result of that, she's not going to idolize him. Right.
And thus he's probably going to end up liking her.
Sure.
Because she doesn't
sees him
feel like he needs to perform the persona.
And even maybe when he was doing the persona, she saw through it, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then Manabe also kind of seems to be aware that there's more going on than what's being said here, because he was making a point of how, hey, if you're going to be friends with someone in a half-assed way,
better to just leave them alone.
Which is interesting, because generally speaking, that's more of a thing of where that's actually more like the
Don't lead them on.
Don't lead them on with false hope that you like them or anything. Because if you're half-assed friends, that's called just being an acquaintance. That's not a half-assed thing. That's just... That's just being friendly, not being a friend.
Right. Half-assed would be something where it's the giving the impression of something beyond friends.
Exactly.
Because you can totally be a casual friend to somebody.
And Manabe is weirdly in tune with a lot of the kind of goings-on of the student council.
Right. And then Machi's also his sister, so there's that. And so, especially in a situation where it's like because the point that you brought up with the bullying of like, hey, they're fans of yours. If you step in specifically, that's probably going to make things a lot worse. But two, if she is rescued by somebody that is taking away her potential opportunity to, you know, stand up for herself. So, okay. And I liked the idea of like, I'll go try and figure something out while you make sure that it doesn't get physical. Cool.
Awesome.
All
right. Awesome. But the play was hilarious. So that funny. Fucking Hana just stealing the whole goddamn show. I would love some
yakiniku.
Yakiniku. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yes, and then thus, because she's financially independent,
she doesn't need no man. Her worth is not tied up in getting married. Holy shit! Like I gotta say, the actual MVP of this episode was not any of the named characters. It was that fucking narrator. Like he was doing such a good job of rolling with all of the shit that like they were throwing out there because
that was oddly personal, but
for story conventions. Yes, the fairy godmother actually is keeping this on track. So we keep going like that. That tied it all together.
That made it wonderful,
right?
Otherwise, it would have just been a hodgepodge mess of nothing,
right? And it would have been fun.
Sort of Cinderella.
Exactly. It was sort of Cinderella, and we. Yeah, exactly. Like, because otherwise, it still would have been fun to just see the characters. Because we love the characters,
in the costumes,
exactly,
freaking out because they're so awkward.
It'd be very similar to like any parent's experience with watching with their kids play, and they're like, "This play is totally like not technically a marvel or anything, and yet it's wonderful,
or making any coherent sense."
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was fantastic. I loved the way that the inner feelings of the people ended up coming
leaking
through
out
in the play, and they had kind of designed it to allow for that. So that was
for the most part,
like Uo giving her outburst of like, why won't he just come and see me? Damn it! I almost expected there to be like some comment of like, oh wait, but she's a prince. Oh, what's going on here? Or something like that, right? Yeah. But and then freaking our good boy that's like, hey, I'm gonna take a recording of this. And I'm going to sneak. Yeah, Momiji. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I can't believe I forgot his name. But he's going to sneak it to Kureno, and it's like, yes.
He's like, did I figure it out? Did I figure it out? Like a great boy detective? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, Momiji.
Yep.
And then also Hana's brother, of course, also recording this as well for his own purposes.
Because of course.
It's the family.
Of course. Yep.
Yeah. Hana was amazing. Toru did not even try. Did not even try to be the evil stepsister.
That's fair. Hana was able to play off of that perfectly. Will you please take my sister's hand in marriage, right? I want to open a yakiniku shop that I will run with my sister, There you go.
I loved how much of it was not acted at all. It was just the characters saying whatever they thought made sense to say in the context of being, addressed in this manner.
Right, like not even like badly acting. Like there wasn't even really a pretense of acting.
No, there was no acting much at all outside of really Hana. I think in some ways Hana had moments where she was like, yes.
Yeah, she was playing a character. She doesn't usually harp on about meat and things like that, right? Even though she does love to eat and things, This felt like she was like, okay, I'm going to be like myself, but I'm going to give myself a shtick. What is that going to be? Meat. There we go.
Meat. Yes. Clearly, this girl just wants some juicy meat.
No, but she wants it, but she doesn't need it.
Right. She doesn't need it. That's true.
Yeah. It's just it would be nice.
It would be nice. It would be nice. God, I love this so much. But having also Kyo have his realization on stage, recorded in front of everybody.
Will you take Toru's hand in marriage?
Take Toru's hand in marriage, and also, will you stay in that castle of yours forever?
I really want to know how that was put in there, because that feels too on the nose to be.
No, that's just Hana.
Casual,
that's just Hana. Like, why would it be written in there? No, Hana's not following script at all. Like,
that's a good point.
Like she's like.
Right, so her waves, she just, is like, here we go.
Right, and I think she's being metaphorical, because from her perspective...
there we go.
From her perspective, she's taking the situation and she's running with it to speak directly to him and be like, you keep your feelings bottled up inside, Kyo.
Right.
Why aren't you coming out of your castle?
Right.
She's not saying that the path he's on is literally going to lead him to being locked away. She's saying the path he's on is going to keep him alone
Right.
And have his feelings ball up inside like a prince hiding away in a castle refusing to get married.
And it makes sense for Hana to say that kind of stuff because Waves, for one, but two, she definitely has a flair for the theatrical. So if she's able to get a read on him about this, she is going to use those kinds of metaphors and comparisons to the play, which then has that wonderful comparison to Kyo's actual situation.
Yeah, and it also parallels rather nicely to what is lightly being touched upon with Machi and Yuki, of the idea of don't half-ass this thing if you're not intending to actually take it seriously.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, obviously, Kyo and Toru are more than friends, kind of, already.
Right.
They may not actually be dating, but there is very much an everyone else knows what's going on kind of thing here. It's just a question of whether or not they're going to be upfront and communicative about their feelings rather than just kind of enjoying the company that each person provides respectively to the other.
Right. One of the things the phrasing of it like made me pause and double take for a bit because Kyo was surprised at what Toru said on stage. Now, the context of that is the alternative is please marry Toru, right? So don't hide in your castle, right? Toru says I don't want that. Wait, is she saying she wants to get married? Wait, hold on. What is going on here?
That's I think essentially what he's kind of thinking here, but also the idea that she doesn't want to be separated from him.
Right.
Like she loves him basically.
But even short of that, she knows about your situation that you're going to be locked away.
Yeah.
And he knows that she knows.
Yeah.
There is no chance in hell that she wants that to happen. It doesn't matter what her romantic feelings are for you.
Hold on. Are we certain that he knows that she knows? Because Akito was the one that brought that up.
Okay.
And in that context, Kyo and Yuki were listening in, so they should know. But do they?
That's a good question. Okay,
that's maybe what it is that Kyo knows that she knows, but she doesn't know that she knows
that he knows that she knows.
He knows that she knows. That should track. Yeah.
Right. But I don't think that would affect this too much.
It wouldn't affect this
situation.
Too much. No, it wouldn't.
Because regardless of whether she's in love with you, Kyo, or just loves you, right? There is no way that she would want you to get locked up.
Yeah. So that's not what he's surprised about.
Right. No, and so then it's about the implications of like, with how that was framed on the stage and stuff. Oh, holy shit. Wait.
Right. He's seeing her in a dress. He's uncomfortable about being in this kind of presentation kind of way. He doesn't like when all this stuff is demanded of him to perform in the midst of this. It's very like the cat ears come up.
Right. Stop it.
Yeah. Tsundere,
But then also, I loved that bit, which also feels like it might be thematically relevant to how the play ended up
Dad
going.
Showed up.
Sure. But no, not when Dad showed up.
Oh.
When he is saying no to all the people that are asking him to dance in the play.
And he has a spit take on Toru.
Well, he has a spit take, but he also instinctively says no.
Right. Yes. So Toru felt that rejection.
Where he's not paying close enough attention, right? And then he tries to basically...
Listen to her voice,
Yeah, he didn't listen to her voice, but he tries to then go back on that, and he doesn't get the chance.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be relevant to his future situation, right?
It could be,
Where it's like, oh, he's locked up, and he's like, if only, right? And what would be wonderful about that is that then, because I'm still wanting for this to happen, is that then he is the damsel in distress, and Toru comes in and saves him, and he,
for sure,
and all of that, right? And it'll be wonderful and incredible and amazing, and
I definitely think that could be it,
But Hana was doing some power plays.
Yeah, Hana had like an exceptionally powerful moment with Kyo once they came back to the set piece there. He's like, will you ever admit the truth, or do you intend to keep deceiving yourself for the rest of your life? Will you stay on this path locked in your castle all alone until the day you die? So what if I do? Who would I be hurting?
Yeah.
And then she's like,
I don't want that.
Yeah, what happens to me is my own. I don't want that. I don't.
This is actually like, even taking aside what's happening like on stage, this is a great reason for why this Cinderella would still be the main character. Like,
sure,
like, yeah, these people come along and they don't really know what they're doing, and she sort of helps them look in the mirror.
Yeah. I also just loved the shoujo just lighting moment of the pink and the orange as they're just...
Once Kyo hears what Toru said.
Like, she doesn't want that. Like the voice acting of how soft it was for him just set my heart aflame. And then also just the fact that their colors, pink and orange, are basically just smothering the scenery and just with this just warm light. It's well,
and sort of matching their personalities very well. Like I feel like this is the sort of thing where IMA was like, okay, what's the cast? All right. Cool.
Right, I got this shit.
Yeah, right. Like I am
Mine, and she's like, yeah. Her glasses like shine.
Do the reflection thing. Yeah.
And she's like, I am a sama.
It's time for us to get to work.
I am a sama.
I could almost have gotten like a 4 or 5 minute scene of just the two of them just being like
gleefully with like the permanent smiles that are up here glowing with their eyes like beaming lights or what have you. They're just like I could see it. I would love it. I would love it so much.
Yep.
But yeah.
I'm actually very Did we see them actually show up to see the play?
Well, okay, so when Hana shows up for the ball, and I wanted to double check this bit here, everyone's like, oh, she's all in black. One girl in the crowd
that's right.
starts clapping hysterically, and I just thought it was amazing that it was pretty obviously Mine, but I have to...
But even if it wasn't, fantastic, like, joke and all of that.
Yeah, fantastic joke and timing. Yeah, it's right here. So then we have...
Maybe...
it might not be her, it might not actually. Because Ayame is not sitting next to her.
Right.
In fact, that's the other thing. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't show character models of Soma members in the crowd from the view of the stage. It felt kind of... I don't know, this show isn't a lazy show in how it's produced and stuff like that.
Wait, is the one next to the girl who's clapping, is that her brother?
That is her brother, yes. Okay, so that's
and he's
one,
just like, yes.
Yes,
right.
But they would constantly show from the audience's perspective looking up to the stage, they would show the Somas and stuff. So it was always like, but where are they sitting? I wanted to see them in the crowd.
Yeah, I care much more about their reactions than the general classroom's reactions.
Right, now, of course, here, now they all are, and you can tell that they're the ones that actually have, put, their models are put into their faces, whereas everyone else has the same eyes.
Same expression, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because it's like they aren't making as crazy of reactions to things because they get what's going on, Whereas like the avant-garde nature of it is a bit much for the regular audience. But
this part too. Uo chastising Kyo as well.
Oh yeah.
It's like you have a chance to see her again and you're just gonna throw it away. Think of all the people out there who are dying to see the ones they love, but they can't.
Yeah, that also applies very well to
yeah. But the fact that Toru's like, huh, like kind of like heard that and was like, what? And then I want to see him. Come and see me, damn it.
While holding the slipper and everything. Yeah.
I kind of wish they hadn't made Uo the fellow royal, but.
The dad.
The father, basically.
She's the king.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, fantastic episode. Amazing play. I'm glad they went all out with it. Momiji is absolute Giga Chad.
Oh, yeah.
Just amazing. Hatsuharu handled Hiro's little commentary rather well, which is also going to force Kisa and Hiro to potentially have a little bit of a
talk.
And that could be fun.
And I love that the way that Kazuma shows up is because Hatsuharu tells him. Because of course.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Kazuma. That
was great. Also,
Kyo was just a fluster was seeing there. He's like, what?
Right.
And he's like, oh, who told you? But I did. He's like, fucking
of course you did. Right. But then we got like some shots of Kyo like doing like particular like like bits with his clothes backstage where he's just like, oh yeah, I'll just take my shirt off, you know, just right here, and everyone's like, wait, what?
Musculature definition and stuff. Right. I'm like, I see what you're doing here.
It's just because his coat was too hot, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to show you a little small detail here that I thought was.
Oh yeah, when the hands touched.
Yeah. This is something that I'm like always impressed by Fruits Basket by doing. But look at the way we had multiple like facial expressions from Toru as like.
Oh yeah.
Did you see her hand?
Yeah.
Hands are very hard to animate and draw. Like obviously animation in general is hard. But, like, if you see the way in which he grabs the food from her, she's holding it in a very, like, ginger, like, light thing.
And their fingers definitely,
where he could take it from the side and not touch her hand, basically. Very, very easily. But because he's a big, strong man, he only needs the one hand to grab it from her hand very well here. So...
Yeah, and she
when her hand is touched by his, she like visibly reacts.
Yeah,
looks down at it, and her hand is held up there for far longer than like what makes sense. And she kind of blushes a little bit.
Yep.
And then she goes back into this, and she brings it back here.
Well, and also, if I have it right, her eyes when she's looking at Kyo shift after because she's kind of like her eyes are like regular, and then after that they're wide open. Like you can see the full iris, right? Yeah. And it stays like that the entire time when she's looking at Kyo after.
Yeah, because she was having the like, hi, you know, I'm here.
Yeah, you know, just like just regular, you know.
But this whole sequence right here of her also turning to adjust to meet his, you know, his body posture and stuff.
I ship them so hard.
I ship them so hard.
I want them to be happy and
yeah. I also love that he's kind of oblivious to this because his face is kind of giving off that like, oh yeah.
He's actually kind of downcast.
He's kind of downcast. He's showing his feelings a little bit. Oh, and Master showed up. Yeah. And then he starts to soften up as he says Master, and she's already looking at him. It's like, oh, he was here? She's like I was good. I didn't tell him. Like you asked me specifically not to, and
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. And then no, there's no way. I won't let myself think it. Also, look at her hand now. The hand that touched his is behind her back here.
Oh,
almost
interesting.
like she's like trying to like. Enjoy the feeling,
right? The electric sense is lingering. It's
powerful.
Pride and Prejudice.
It's some Pride and Prejudice shit in the new one. Where Darcy just does the the inspired moment of let's focus on his hand and have him just
because when you love somebody, crazy shit happens.
It's powerful. It's powerful. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.